Hello and welcome to the online series of learning IELTS with MS Education. I am Disha Patel and in today's lesson, we'll be learning about the first module of IELTS, that is the listening module. In the listening module, you will be listening to the audio and then answering the questions accordingly. So now, let us begin with the basics of the IELTS listening module. Now, in today's video about IELTS listening test, we'll be learning firstly about what IELTS is basically. In the IELTS listening test, it is made to assess your listening abilities. This module is the same for the academic and the general IELTS. In order to score a 7 band plus in the IELTS listening, you need to have a solid understanding of what is expected from you. The information I'll be providing you now is exactly what is required from you. Firstly, the IELTS listening test lasts for around 30 to 35 minutes. That is, the audio timing will last for around 30 to 35 minutes. There will be total 40 questions and each carries 1 mark. Now, these 40 questions will be divided into 4 parts. Those are 4 sections. The questions gets progressively more difficult as the test goes on. Timing is a key factor in the IELTS listening test. For each part, you will have time to look at the questions. There will be only 30 seconds of gap will be given before the recording begins, and you will have time to check your answers at the very end. You will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet provided at the end of the test. Only 10 extra minutes will be given to transfer your answers. You should be very careful while you are transferring the answers. Both the general training and the academic IELTS people take the same listening exams. Now, I'll be giving you some advices that will be helpful for your listening test day. You shall arrive at the test center early and plan your journey in advance. You need to be settled down perfectly and organized and ready for what's coming on. That will be your listening, reading, and writing sections. Read and listen to the instructions very carefully. Many students throw away easy marks by misreading or not following the simple instructions that are given in your question paper. Write your answers on the test paper and make sure you are writing the spellings correct. Feel free to write on it again and you have paid for it, right? So feel free to write on the test papers. Now, when you're transferring your answers, be very careful as your answers may have a change when you're transferring it to the answer sheet at the very end, right? You need to be very careful when you're transferring the answers as one answer wrongly written or transferred wrongly may lose you 2 marks or many more, right? Here, I would like to advise you all to write in all capital letters as it will help you to avoid any spelling errors and transfer your answers which are very much well readable. If you have any problems hearing the recording, complain at the end. You have paid for the services and you deserve to be treated properly. As said earlier, the IELTS listening test module consists of 4 sections, so all the 4 sections have different audio types. Now, the section 1, conversation between two speakers about everyday situation. This particular audio will have a conversation between two speakers who are having an everyday conversation about different situations. This is the easiest section. Speaker talks quite slowly, making pauses as much as required, and the key information is usually repeated. I'd like to give an example over here. Two people talking about their journey planning, one person asking another how to reach an unknown city, woman giving advice to her colleague about a new project, two men discussing results of a football match, and tourists registering at the hotel, etc. These are the different types of conversations between two people or two speakers will be played in the audio. Now make a clear note over here that in section 1 you will have to mainly focus on the given facts. Moving on with section 2. It is a monologue about everyday situation. Here the speaker talks quite slow but comparatively fast than the section 1 audio. Here also again it makes less pauses than in the previous section. The monologues will be about information for potential buyers about new built flats, radio interview about lake resort, or advertisement about positive effects of a new toothbrush, etc. Again, in this section too, you should make a clear note of it that the audio focuses only on given facts. Let us go on with the section 3. In section 3, there will be a conversation between 2, 3 or 4 speakers about educational or training situations. In this particular section is harder than the two previous ones. Speakers discuss topics at a faster pace and sometimes use advanced vocabulary. Examples for this particular audio in section 3 can be students talking about a class assignment, then people discussing professor's academic speech, etc. Now, in this section particular focuses on given facts and speakers' opinions and attitudes. You need to focus on the given facts of the speakers and opinions and the attitudes of them. The last section 4 is a monologue on academic subjects. It is the most difficult section. There is no break in the middle. The speaker talks quite quickly and uses a wider range of vocabulary. You will be confused a little over here by the range of vocabulary and with the synonyms of the same. Here, the monologues can be lecture about endangered species, talk on bringing up children's subject, and speech about global warming and its effects, and also lecture about forest reserves, etc. Now, in this section, it clearly focuses on given facts, key ideas, and speakers' opinions and attitudes. It's a combination of all the above three sections. It covers facts, key ideas, and opinions and attitudes about the speaker's speech. Moving on to the types of question. There are in total 7 particular types of question in the IELTS listening test module, which are also quite similar to the IELTS reading test module question types. Firstly, MCQ with multiple choice answers, MCQ with single answer, short answer questions, sentence completion, notes, summary, plan, diagram, table, or chart completion. Now, labeling a diagram which has numbered of parts and classification. These are the 7 types of particular questions which are asked in the IELTS listening test module. Now, make a note over here that not all the question types may be asked in the exam. Also, you have to read the instructions and then only answer each questions. Also, you have to be aware of the synonyms in this particular module as they usually confuses the candidates. Be very particular about the synonyms. So, let us now check that how the scoring is being calculated and how are your bands allotted. Now, each of the 40 questions is worth 1 mark. Depending on how many points or marks you gain, can receive a score from 0 to 9 points or bands as we say. for the IELTS listening section. Now, on your screens, you can see there is a conversion table that applies how your scores are calculated and transferred in the bands. Now, if you get 4 or 5 answers correct, your band score will be 2.5 bands. Any less, your band score will be less than 2.5 or in also 0. Now, if you get 6 to 10 answers right, your band scorings will be depending from 3 to 3.5 bands only. If you get 10 to 15 answers right, your band scores will be between 4.5 and 4. If you get 16 to 22 answers right, your band scores will be aimed at 5.5 to 5 bands only, as these are the base which starts actually. Now, if you want to get more than 6 bands, then you should target to answer more than 23 answers correct. Thus, if you get 23 to 29 answers correct, your band scoring will be between 6 and 6.5. If you get 30 to 34 answers right out of 40 questions, then your band score will be 7 or 7.5 bands. If you get 35 or 38 answers right, your band scores will be 8 or 8.5. And the best will be when you get 39 or 40 answers right. That will give you an overall 9 band scoring, which is a perfect scoring for the IELTS listening test. Now, many students have got 9 bands, but most of them are stuck between 6 and above. Alright, you need to always target high to get more band scorings. With this, I hope that you have understood the basics about the IELTS listening test module. Thank you so much.